Hey, and welcome to a new video tutorial by CracFix. Today I'm gonna show you how to replace your screen on your Xiaomi 11T Pro smartphone. So if you need the parts and tools, I will just show you how you can order them and where you can order them. Just click here on More under the video and you will see the links. And then you just click on the link and then you can access the parts. You can buy them directly here. So that's our Xiaomi 11T Pro, and the screen is cracked here, so we will replace it. For starting the work, firstly we need to disassemble the back, and for this we will warm up the back. So let's start. I'm using around 180 to 190 degrees for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. After heating up the back, we take a suction cup and try to make a gap here between the frame and the back glass cover. You try to separate it here, try to put in your fingernail, as you need to separate it from the frame. Sometimes it's a little bit harder. Try on the other side. There we go. Once you are in, you take a plastic card or whichever pry tool you have, should be from plastic. Try to put it here in between the gap you made with the fingernail here. There you go. Like this. I'm gonna zoom in. You see? Here in between. And then you can release the suction cup. And you go around and cut the adhesive of the back cover. Like this. If you can't cut it through, then you can heat up again a little bit. Perfect. Once you cut it here through, you can try to open it. If it's not going, then you can still go again with the plastic card and cut it through here. Then slowly lift it up. And that's it. That's your Xiaomi 11T Pro from the inside. Now we will go and remove the top screws here. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws which needs to be removed. It's always the one screw which won't go. Okay, so once all the screws are removed, then we will lift up this plastic here, this cover, carefully. You can lift it up from one side and then go and lift it up. Don't break it here. So there is also one connector here, which is connected here. So if you can, once you lift it up, try to disconnect it. If not, it will disconnect itself. So that's it. Then we are going to disconnect the battery. The battery has two connectors here. So that's the right one, that's the left one. Okay, which is also connected with this Cooper, which is like a thermal Cooper for the heat. It will spread heat everywhere, so it's like a sprit heater. So carefully disassemble the Cooper here from the connector. There we go. And also disconnect the battery here. And then we are going to lift up the Cooper here also from these two connectors. Try to do this later with your fingers. Slowly, as it can crack. But no worries if it's cracked. This is just a heat spring spreader, and here on these connections it doesn't have any real function, so it's just an extension from here, but don't worry about it. But anyway, try your best not to crack it. So this has been lifted up like this. Now we can disconnect the main cable here for the bottom mainboard. And also, yeah, that's actually it here. So as you see, the battery is made from two cells here. It's a really strong battery here on this phone. And to remove it, we will need to go and to disassemble now this double-sided adhesive tape here. So firstly you go here on the A and try to lift it up. So if this cable is making you any trouble, you can just stick it to the back here. That's one option, and the second option is you just remove the screws here and lift up the bottom speaker. So carefully first lift it up. And the antenna is attached to the speaker. So you can put this by side, and then you can remove this flex cable which did interrupt you. There you go. So now you have this perspective here. To be sure that you don't damage anything, also lift up this cable and remove it here from the main board. There you go. That's only a couple of seconds work. So now let's go and try to remove the battery here. We will firstly lift up here this adhesive. And also here. So this will separate, the A will separate from B. And the same thing here. There we go. Once pulled off, you will try to pull out with the B. Now take your phone and try to pull it out. If it don't go, try to pull out with the A. Slowly. Firstly a little bit from one side and then a little bit from the other side. So this can break actually. So carefully, if not, try to pull out the B. If it's not working, just go with the A here and carefully lift it up here. There you go. So the battery is perfectly removed. The model of the battery is BM58. Now we will proceed with the screen replacement here. So we take our new screen, there we go, and we will interchange all the parts here. Let's go to the bottom and we will disconnect this flex cable here firstly. There we go. Also the flex cable from the screen. There we go. Now let's go and disconnect here the antenna. Once disconnected, we will lift up this bottom main board. But firstly, what you need to do is you will need to remove the SIM card tray. So, as you see here, let's go again and remove the SIM card tray here. Okay. Now we'll try to lift up here the bottom main board. Try to lift it up here from the right side. And it will just jump out. There we go, perfect. That's our fingerprint reader, which also needs to be removed and put in the new screen. Let's see what is the best way to remove the fingerprint reader. We will go with a knife here and try to lift it up carefully. You can heat up this a little bit. Not too much, as these are sensitive things, and try again to lift it up. It doesn't have that small hole like Samsung phones do used to have, so it's a little bit harder to remove, but we will try to do it. Let's go here and lift up the connector, or let's go here again. I will heat up a little bit more with around 160 degrees or 150. Okay, let's try again. Now it's removing without any issues. Take your tweezers and remove it. That's it. Now we are going here to remove the protector here, and we put the fingerprint sensor now here in place. Actually, it's kind of weird. It doesn't look like a fingerprint reader actually at all. Seems to be more like a vibration unit, but I don't know where is the hole here. Okay, let's put this here in place. There we go. Now we take the bottom mainboard, but firstly we will need to actually put in the top mainboard and the cable here for the antenna. So let's go to the top, firstly here, and now let's go and disconnect the main cable here. There we go. And I will also remove here this adhesive for the battery. Now try to lift up here with the black adhesive here together. There we go. So you have this, which you can put in for your new screen. But if you buy a new battery and replace the battery, this will come with the new battery. I will save this for the new screen. Now what I'm going to do is removing this main cable. Carefully, it's not that this is not sticky, the black one, so it doesn't matter. And we lift it up here and here carefully. There we go. Okay, this we can transfer here now. For doing this, I'm gonna remove in the new screen this adhesive protector. There is also a small one here for the cable and the bottom one. There we go. And now I'm gonna put in the cable here. If you don't know where is the center, you can try to align and help yourself with the bottom main board. So you just connect it to the bottom main board, you put it in here, and then you just click here down and stick it to the frame like this, and this should be then perfectly aligned. Okay, so we need to disconnect here this again because the antenna cable will need to go here through this hole. So also remove the main board here. Like this, perfect. Okay, and now let's go also and remove on the top this protective layer, and this one as well. Now let's go and remove first the antenna cable here from this tunnel. Carefully here, as it seems that it's a little bit tight. Try to make it softer. As this don't want to go out, don't push it too much. So the best thing is try to bend this a little bit. There we go. And then you're finally there. So now we will need to remove this flex cable here. I mean the connector, disconnect also this one. These are the side buttons. And then let's go and try to lift up the main board. So the main board we will try to lift up here from, let's say, the right side, if we can do it. Let's see. This will be a little bit harder. Let me just check what will be the best way. Let's try to pull it just out. That won't work. Okay. So let's try to remove the front camera first here. And then from here, let's go and try to lift up the main board as we have more space. Perfect. So this camera is kind of sticked here, so we can remove the flex cable here. So Xiaomi is doing here a hard thing to remove parts without disassembling this adhesive stickers here. Carefully around the cables, don't do this if you're not 100% sure, or don't damage the camera cable here. Let's see, it's better probably this way to remove it from here. Just lift it up. There we go. So once disconnected, we should be able to remove the main board easier. Perfect. So the main board is removed. Now let's go and we will transfer as well the main camera here. So I suggest you again that you soften this a little bit with the heat, not too much as the camera is fragile, so maybe 140 degrees. And from the side, not from the top. Okay, then you go with a screwdriver here, small one, and try to lift it up out of the frame here. There we go, perfect. So we lift it up here and take it and put it inside the new frame where the adhesive is already on, so we don't need that. And let's put it here in the new frame, in the new screen frame. There we go. Perfect. Now there is a second part, and this one is to remove the speaker here, and the front camera is also like connecting, I mean just sticked here together. So I will remove this all together. There we go. So now let's go and lift up here the speaker carefully. Okay. Now you can take your fingers and slowly put it out and help yourself on the right side. Don't crack this cable here. Lift it up. Maybe with a screwdriver. Just go under the cable carefully. And lift it up. There we go. Perfect. So now let's go here and let's remove also this protective layer for the front camera. There we go. And now insert the speaker here. Perfect. And also, of course, align the cable here in place, the connections. There we go. Okay, so the camera will be there. Once needed, firstly we will make space because we will put back the main board. Perfect. So for here we will need to add some adhesive, I mean not adhesive, conductive paste, thermal paste. So let's see if we can remove this one here and put it there. If not, we will use new paste. You know what? I will just use here new thermal paste. If you don't have it, you can reuse this one, but I will, okay, maybe just for some people here which don't have thermal paste by hand, I will try to reuse this one. Gently press it with the fingers here. It will stick to the frame, so don't worry. It's very thick, so it doesn't get dirty or something, like it's easy to spread actually. These are not computer chips, but anyway they need to be cooled, so that should be nice and perfect. So that's enough. Perfect. So our next move is to put back the mainboard here. So just be carefully here on the flex cables. We put it back here like it was before. Perfect. Let's connect the back camera. Okay, stick back this one. And then we connect this flex cable here. Perfect. Then we will connect here the front camera. Perfect. There we go. Now we're going to connect this flex cable here from the bottom. Check it out if it's aligned. If not, you can still remove it a little bit and align it better in place. There we go. Perfect. So that's it. And now comes the last part here, actually. Almost last part. Let's go and put back here the antenna cable inside. Perfect. Now we take the bottom main board and put it here back in place. Still, watch out for the cable here. Okay, that is perfect. Align it here where it belongs. And connect it to the main board. Okay, now we can connect firstly we are going to put back the antenna and the bottom speaker here. Wrong answer. Firstly, I'm going to put back here this adhesive for the battery. So this is going here on the same place as it was before. There we go. Perfect. And then we connect back here the bottom flex cable to the main board, then the second flex cable here on the right side, the screen cable, and now we will also go and firstly put in the new battery. Not the new, if you replace the screen, that's your old battery. If you just replace the battery, then this is your new battery. So that's just basically the way like you should replace it or repair it. So let's take and put back our battery here in place. Stick it into the frame. Gently press it everywhere, like this, perfect. Then let's put back here this adhesive. Perfect. And now we are going to connect back the last mainboard cable. Firstly here on the bottom. And then the other one here on the top. So the main points to the top. There we go. Perfect. Now let's connect back the battery. That's the left part of the connection. That's the right part of the connection here. Then we're going to stick back here this Cooper, and also this one here. Not under it, over it. There we go, just double check there is nothing coming here in between the contacts, like this. Perfect. Okay, so now let's go to the bottom and let's put back the speaker. Here inside the frame, and move the cable through the tunnel here. And connect it on the top mainboard. So, perfect. There we go. Okay, now we put back the screws. There we go. We move to the top where we reinstall the top cover. So remember, there is a connector here, this one. Sorry for the not sharpening. Okay, so this connector we are going to reuse here on the bottom. I mean to reconnect. So just basically align it here. So now let's go here and then try to connect this connector first. It's kind of tricky to connect this one. There we go. Let's check if it's connected. That's the flash. You can check this by lifting up a little bit the plastic and see. It seems it is connected. That's great. You can also double check to turn on the phone and use the flash and see if it's connected. Let's put back the plastic here on the top and everywhere around. Connect it and make it click. Perfect. And now let's go and put back here all the screws in place. There we go. Now let's try and see if everything is working. We have a picture. That's it. Let's see if this is working. Let's try the flash. Flash is working, so everything seems to be all right. There we go. Now we will put back the back cover here. I'm gonna clean this here a little bit. There we go. So I will reuse this back cover with the adhesive already here on the back cover. And then I will put additional a little bit glue on it to stick this back to the frame. There we go. So now let's go and put here a little bit glue in some corners. If you don't have any more sticky adhesive here on it, you can put glue everywhere around a little bit, and that's it. But I still have it, so I will just put here a little bit glue here in this. There we go, that should be enough. And we'll put back here the back cover. Press it here completely to the frame. Like this. And then we put on some plastic clips to hold this tight for an hour or two. Okay, now let's leave it and come back after 2 hours. So after a couple of hours, the phone is ready. You can remove the plastic clips. And that's it.
Thanks for watching. If the video did somehow help you, then you can buy me a coffee. Donations are always appreciated. Thank you. You find the donation link in my about page and in the video description. Please also like, comment and share the video. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.